Imagine drifting off to sleep in the arms of the woman you love, only to wake in the dead of night to the sound of footsteps creeping away, her silhouette vanishing into the darkness with a secret that could unravel your entire world. Every night, she waited for me to sleep before she slipped away, but one fateful evening, I decided to uncover the truth. This is the story of Ethan and Sophia, a passionate romance shadowed by mystery, where trust hangs by a thread and one hidden ritual exposes a heart-wrenching betrayal that changes everything forever. Ethan was living the dream, or at least that's what he told himself. At 32, he was a rising architect in the vibrant streets of New York City, sketching blueprints by day and coming home to Sophia, his fiancée of 2 years. She was 29, a talented photographer with flowing dark hair, piercing blue eyes, and a laugh that echoed like music through their cozy loft apartment. They met at a rooftop party, her camera capturing his candid smile, and from that spark, their love ignited. Lazy Sundays in bed, surprise picnics in Central Park, whispers of a future wedding under the stars, it all felt unbreakable. Ethan had proposed on the Brooklyn Bridge at dawn, and Sophia's yes was the sweetest word he'd ever heard. But lately, shadows crept in. It started subtly. Ethan would wake around 2 a.m., thirsty or restless, and find Sophia's side of the bed empty. She'd return just before dawn, sliding back under the covers with a soft sigh, claiming insomnia or work emails. "Just couldn't sleep, babe," she'd murmur, curling into him like nothing happened. He brushed it off. At first, Sophia had always been a night owl, editing photos or scrolling through inspiration boards. But the pattern repeated every night, her absence growing longer, the air thick with unspoken tension. Ethan noticed the faint scent of cigarette smoke on her clothes, though she swore she'd quit years ago. And the way she'd avoid his eyes in the morning, forcing a smile over breakfast. Doubt festered like an untreated wound. Ethan loved her deeply, the way she'd surprise him with his favorite takeout after a long day, how she'd trace patterns on his back during quiet moments. But trust is fragile, and his mind wandered to dark places. Was she hiding something? An addiction? Or worse, someone else? One evening, after a particularly grueling deadline, Ethan feigned exhaustion. "I'm beat," he said, kissing her goodnight early. Sophia nodded, her eyes flickering with something unreadable. As he lay there, breathing steady, he waited. Minutes stretched into an hour until her hand gently lifted from his chest. The bed shifted. She rose silently, padding across the wooden floor. Heart pounding, Ethan cracked one eye open, watching through the sliver of moonlight. Sophia glanced back, satisfied he was asleep, then slipped into her robe and tiptoed to the living room. He followed at a distance, barefoot and silent, pulse racing like a thief in his own home. The door to the balcony was ajar, cool night air whispering in. There she was, leaning against the railing, phone in hand, dialing with trembling fingers. She didn't notice him in the shadows, hidden behind the curtain. "Hello?" A deep voice answered through the speaker on low volume. Ethan's blood ran cold. "Sorry, it's late," Sophia whispered, her voice laced with urgency and affection. "I had to wait until he was out. I miss you so much, Marcus." Marcus. The name hit Ethan like a punch to the gut. Sophia's college sweetheart, the one who'd broken her heart years ago, or so she'd claimed. Ethan had never met him, but stories painted him as the charming musician who'd vanished after graduation. Why was she calling him now? The conversation unfolded like a forbidden symphony. "I think about our nights in that old apartment every day," Sophia said, her tone soft, yearning. "Ethan's great, but it's not the same. With you, it was fire. Passion that never died." Ethan's world spun. He gripped the doorframe, knuckles white, as Marcus replied, "Come back to me, Soph. Leave him. We were meant to be." Tears streamed down her face, illuminated by the city glow. "I can't just yet, but tomorrow, meet me at our spot? The jazz club on 5th. I'll say it's a photo shoot." Every word was a dagger. How long had this been simmering? Ethan flashed back to the late shoots that left her glowing. The new necklace she'd found at a flea market, a gift from Marcus, no doubt. Rage boiled, but beneath it, a profound ache. Their love wasn't enough? He was routine, while Marcus was the thrill? He slipped back to bed before she returned, feigning sleep as she climbed in, her body warm but distant. Morning came like a storm cloud. Over coffee, Ethan probed gently. Rough night? He asked, watching her closely. She forced a yawn. Yeah, couldn't sleep again. Thinking about the wedding. Lies. He nodded, but inside, he was plotting. That day at work, he couldn't focus, sketches blurred, meetings dragged. By evening, he called in a favor from a buddy, a private investigator type, to confirm his fears. But deep down, he knew. When Sophia announced her shoot that night, Ethan tailed her in an Uber, heart in his throat. The jazz club pulsed with sultry saxophone notes, dim lights casting romantic shadows. There, in a corner booth, was Marcus, tall, tousled hair, exuding that effortless charisma. Sophia slid in beside him, their embrace lingering too long, lips brushing in a kiss that sealed Ethan's fate. He watched from across the street, tears blurring the window. Photos snapped on his phone, evidence of the affair that had been brewing for months. Back home, he waited, the ring box mocking him from the drawer. Sophia returned past midnight, humming a tune from the club. Great night, she said, pecking his cheek. Ethan stood, voice steady as steel. Sit down, we need to talk. Her smile faded. What's wrong? I know about Marcus. I heard you last night. Saw you tonight. Sophia's face crumpled, color draining. Ethan, oh God, it's not. Don't. I waited every night, wondering. Now I know why you waited for me to sleep. To call him. To plan your escape. She sank to the floor, sobbing. It started innocently. He reached out on social media. Old memories flooded back. I was lonely. You were always working late. Marcus made me feel seen, desired. But I love you. This was a mistake. A mistake that lasted months? Sneaking out, lying to my face? Ethan's voice broke. I gave you everything. Planned our future. And you waited for me to sleep to destroy it. She reached for him, but he pulled away. Please, forgive me. I'll end it. We can fix this. The room echoed with arguments, accusations flying, pleas echoing. Ethan revealed the photos, watching her horror. Trust is gone, Sophia. Every night now, I'll wonder what you're hiding. In a haze of pain, he packed a bag, the door slamming like a final note. The city swallowed him as he wandered, replaying her whispers in his mind. Weeks blurred, therapy sessions, deleted contacts, a new apartment. Friends rallied, but the betrayal lingered like smoke. Sophia, shattered, confronted Marcus, ending it coldly. You were a fantasy, Ethan's real. She threw herself into her photography, capturing raw emotions, but loneliness haunted her. Regret letters went unanswered. She'd lost the man who truly loved her. Months later, Ethan met Lena at a coffee shop, kind, honest, with no secrets in the night. Their connection was slow burning, built on truth. He learned to sleep soundly again, without waiting shadows. Sophia found solace in solitude, vowing transparency in love. But the lesson etched deep. Secrets whispered in the dark have a way of echoing into daylight. So, if every night she waits for you to sleep, maybe it's time to pretend a little longer. The truth might break your heart, but the lie would shatter your soul.